catch mice. I made like 400 bucks doing absolutely nothing. Um, like in this 1 week alone. It took me about a week to make that 400, but I practically spent maybe 10 minutes, no more than 10 minutes on making that 400 bucks. How funny is that, guys? You know what they say, the hardest dollar that you could earn would need to be a dollar where you're trying to sell something. And for 2 years, I was trying to do that and I couldn't sell anything digitally. So I said, you know, screw it, I'm just gonna be me. And boom, in 10 minutes, 400 bucks. So guys, look, at the end of the day, if you are trying to make extra income, I created a couple of workshops that describe how to do so. And yeah, I mean, it's not hard. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm doing Uber Eats, but I do many things, guys. And that $400 that I made was just doing trading stocks that I know will do well. And of course, guys, not everybody knows how to do that. It's a advanced hybrid skill, and I don't do it all the time. I do it whenever I see something like something that I know already that is going to do well. That's when I pull the trigger. To make that $400, it took me about maybe like 2 years to pull the trigger. And once I pulled that trigger, it was smooth sailing. I knew right away it's going to be good money. I could have got a Lambo. I could have made enough money for a Lambo doing that. When I was taking a trade, I already knew that I could walk away with a Lambo. You know, like 200 G's easy in just in 1 week. But you guys already know me. I don't take major risks. But it was just like so easy for me to understand how to pull this off. Now, I don't advocate to do that on any basis other than just on occasional basis when you see an opportunity. And those occasional basis, they don't come like too often. Sometimes you encounter those opportunities, but they don't come too often. And if you get fixated on any of those opportunities, you already subjectify yourself to a loss. That's how it works. I noticed that. But if you kind of go on and don't care about it at all, that's when you make the most money. It took me about 2 years to even attempt in making a single dollar, and in 2 years I made $0. So this is what happens when you're fixated on selling something. You make $0. But if you cancel that concept of being fixated on something and embrace your own self and kind of don't care about it, then that's when you make the most. So, I mean, it was a little stupid easy for me to do it. $400. It technically took me about 10 minutes to make $400, but the spread took place through entire week. So I had to wait for entire week to make that happen. Now, majority of the time I talk about different types of side hustles. I never advocate for any kind of easy money, guys, but when I do see opportunities, I jump into workshops like this and tell you what that is. And many of my subscribers already made millions of dollars just listening to some of those workshops like this. Now, I try to close them to my subscribers only, ThreadStack subscribers, and they're not public. But once in a while, I make them in and be like, hey guys, I just made 400 bucks in like 10 minutes. And but this is all happening like in parallel to me doing other fun things like doing Uber Eats, taking pictures, having fun, maybe doing a little bit of tutoring, maybe talking to somebody like a bougie boss mom who needs a funnel page done, and I'm just kind of connecting her with one of the side hustlers from overseas and not really doing anything. It's really a combination of many different things. It's never really kind of just one thing, guys. I made money selling dope, a crack. Crazy bag, man. Shit was like magic money. You know, sometimes guys, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you can't make a dollar, even a single dollar, trying to sell a digital product, then you gotta change something about it. You gotta change something, perhaps just like pivot completely. That's what I did. I said, like, why am I even bothering learning all that stuff, AI, all that stuff, whatever I'm teaching you guys, I said, you know, screw it, I'm just gonna make money. In 10 minutes, $400. So, guys, look, it's not hard. The problem is, on the internet, it's almost impossible to trust anybody. So, your subconscious self is constantly seeking some sort of proof. The problem is, guys, you could be seeking that proof to infinity and never find that proof. You just gotta do it. You just gotta find the right channel, the YouTube channel, and vibe with it and get the tips, get the tricks from whatever the most compatible channel with you. See that the person on the other side is a real person, and pull the trigger when that person tells you to do something. And in my particular case, I didn't really pull the trigger listening to anybody. It's just something that I learned through many kind of trials, triumphs, and tribulations, failing through many things. So I could kind of spot some of those opportunities here and there. I don't release those opportunities publicly to anybody other than my Threads Stack subscribers. And once it could be like an opportunity where I tell you, hey guys, I found a fire brand. You build good content for them, build a couple of funnel pages for them, and create a couple of meta campaigns using Andromeda, and keep very good commission. And some of those brands could be $1 million brands. And this is even bigger than stock trading or anything like that. With stocks, you lose money, you take bets. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That's basically how it is. But with this, with connecting with brands and knowing tools like anti-gravity, Andromeda, OpenClaw, all of those tools, skills by Claude. If you know that stuff, guys, and know how to talk to brands, sheesh, that's better than stock market. Plus, if you're really, really crafty with geopolitical kind of nonsense and understanding how all of those wars play out, those oil trades, whatever, and you could be spawning insane amount of money. Now, if you guys want, I could connect you with my brother. He's on Wall Street, really top guy in analogies. He doesn't reveal any kind of information for anybody. It's only something for my subscribers that I provide. And my nephew, he's nuts. He's making money doing forex trading, that kind of stuff. But even him, he got burned. And you know, that's why we did our car detailing business. That's why you guys see all that, you know, car detailing and all that stuff with a luxury pet brand that I'm building. But guys, like, if you play around with stocks, you could get cooked. Sheesh, I lost like 300 G's once trying to like bet on a startup. Remind me to never talk about it again. Hold on a sec, guys. We're gonna get some drugs real quick. But yeah, if you're trying to sell, I don't know, something, if you have some sort of a product, guys, like you in life, you gotta be good in something. You gotta have a break at some point. You gotta hit that home run at some point in your life. Last week I could have got a Lambo. I could have, like, when I was making a trade, I already knew that this trade could result me in a Lambo, but I wasn't crazy enough to bet a lot. I kind of knew that if I bet a little, it's gonna be like, what I was aiming for is really just like $20 a day, kind of like what I'm doing Uber Eats deliveries. I go out and you know, like, just pray for at least $20 a day. So that's kind of how I thought about it. I went ahead and I put a G in one of those stocks that I knew that's gonna pop. It popped, and I do that once in a while when I see that opportunity. I don't do it every day, guys, because I told you, if you start doing this every day, or like hoping for this, you become super fixated on this, and then you lose. You're just bound to lose because of the nature of you being fixated on one thing. So instead of that, my recommendation is to kind of spread the risk across multiple things that you have in life. Maybe you're doing some like taking pictures of houses and making money from that. Maybe doing a little bit of Uber Eats and making money of that. Maybe doing like what I'm doing with Talent Agency, connecting brands together with Freedom Founders at international scale. Maybe you're doing a little bit of stocks, maybe you're doing a little bit of real estate. But the bottom line is, one thing I learned is never, ever in your life fixate on one thing. That's super dangerous. Super dangerous to fixate on one thing. You could easily lose your shirt. Do it pretty much. It doesn't even matter what it is, guys. It's whether it's stock, whether it's real estate, whether the instance you fixate yourself on one thing, you become quickly biased, and as a result, it's just hard. It's hard to actually win. So that's what kind of discovered. When I made that discovery, I immediately kind of stopped fixating on one thing, and the result was very good result. So we're gonna get this G&Gs. Yes. So I think I'm gonna use my HSA, and then later on we're gonna go to Home Depot, guys, to get mice to catch them. So
Well, if you have your extra care card.